The Generous Hare. Once upon a time, a wise hare lived in the jungle with 3 good friends, an otter, a jackal, and a monkey. Every evening, when they had returned from their separate hunting grounds, the hare would teach his companions the truth of things and the proper way to live. They sincerely tried to put his teachings into practice in their everyday lives. One night, the hare looked up at the moon and saw that the following day would be a special one. "Tomorrow is a fast day," he told his companions. "Not only should you not eat, but because it is good to be kind, you should give what food you have to any beggar who comes your way." His 3 friends all agreed that they would carry out his advice. Next morning, the otter discovered 7 fishes buried in the sands of the river Ganges. No one claimed them when he asked to who they belonged, so he took them home to the jungle. He did not eat them, but feeling rather saintly, set them aside for later. The jackal and the monkey in their own ways did much the same sort of thing. Only the hare behaved differently. He had gone out intending to gather grass, but when he thought about the matter deeply, he realized that grass wouldn't make very much of a meal for anyone, except for a hare like himself. "And if a beggar should come along, I've nothing else to offer him. I'll just have to give him my own body to eat," he finally decided. When the hare reached this most generous decision, the throne of Saka, the greatest of the gods, grew warm. Seeing what had caused this, Saka immediately decided to put the hare's kindness to the test. So he turned himself into a monk. Then he presented himself firstly at the otter's door and asked for food. "By all means," replied the otter. "I've 7 fishes here. Take the lot." And the monk bowed. "Thank you very much. I'll be back for them later." The same happened with the jackal and the monkey. Finally, he visited the hare and repeated his request. "You've done well in coming to me," the hare told him. "Go and build a fire. When it's blazing well, give me a call, and I'll come and jump into it. Tonight you can eat my roasted meat, and then go on your way and do your duty as a monk." And Saka magically caused a heap of burning coals to appear. Then he called the hare, who shook his coat 3 times, to make sure that there were no tiny insects in it that might die with him. Then he freely gave his body to the flames as a gift for the monk. The flames, however, did not so much as singe a single hair of his coat. "What's happening?" he cried out in amazement. "It feels as though I'm buried in a pile of snow." Then Saka explained who he really was and why he'd done what he'd done. Finally, Sucker picked up a whole mountain, squeezed its juice onto the end of his finger, and drew the sign of the hare on the face of the moon, so that all the world might know for an age to come of the kindness of the wise hare.